Welcome back, Sports Show on the damn YouTube. Get this going here with the college football. First full week in over the weekend. Still got one more game going on tonight. Clemson taking on the Dukies. But let's just roll right into the big story here. I don't know if you heard this. Colorado won against TSC. You hear about this?
And I was the guy that said there was going to be a fucking disaster out there, huh?
I think we all
How much for that take?
I think we all did. But Colorado 45-42 win and a thriller against number 17 TCU. Shedeur Sanders, man, 38 of 47, 510 yards, 4 touchdowns in the air. The running back, too, Dylan Edwards, the freshman running back, put up numbers, too, only 24 yards on the ground. They had 5 catches, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a game breaker towards the end of the game. I think it was a 75-yard pitch and catch. Also, Travis Hunter, there's just so many things to go over in this game here, but so the stars at Colorado really showcased. But Travis Hunter, 2 interceptions, throwing 11 catches, 119 yards. You talk about a hell of a stat line. But Colorado and Deion making a statement. We'll see how it goes on, though. I mean, they do got Utah to close out the end of the season. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. Colorado is going to be playing the way they do. But how'd you feel about seeing old Deion bringing, what was it, I think 80-something new players over there?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about before we started fucking recording, I thought that was going to be a total shit show.
Yeah.
And I guess I look like a fucking idiot out there. But,
yeah.
I mean, in to ground everything, how many players did TCU lose to the NFL draft? So, is that the same team that was in the playoff last year?
That's a good point, but when you look at it from the Colorado side and you really kind of break it down, these guys were with Deion for a very long time. So it's not like they were just getting plugged into a new offense or, that kind of shit that they had. But I was shocked. I mean, Shedeur Sanders honestly looked like a Deshaun Watson clone to me. Calm as hell in the damn pocket. Everything that was going on out there. But the other thing, too, though, is it just kind of reminds me, and it was so long ago, but it reminds me of the Fab Five. Doesn't it a little bit with Deion being out there and with all the hate that they're getting and how boisterous they are, talking all this shit coming into the game and then after the game? I don't know if you see that exchange with Deion and that, I think.
Oh, that was fucking great.
Yeah, with the Denver Post. But it really reminds me of that, where they're really getting a lot of fanfare right off the bat. You got a lot of young players, so it does kind of reminiscent to me of the Fab Five. But we'll see how they do. Like I said, once you really start getting in the teeth of the schedule out there in the Pac-12, especially the Utah one. I mean, it's at the end of the year, but I'm really looking forward to that one. Speaking of Utah, they knocked out Florida 24-11. Defense is dominating, 5 sacks against Florida. Is Florida still a powerhouse at this point?
No, I think Billy Napier gets fired this season or next year.
Yeah, it's amazing. Some of these programs are just so used to at least being competitive every few years. Florida, Miami, not getting in the mix at all in the last, probably decade. No Cam Rising at quarterback, but no problem for Utah. And I want to slide over to this little topic, too, as we're on the Pac-12. Isn't it ironic that they're blowing this conference up, and it's probably got the talented, at least at the quarterback position, maybe in all of college football with Penix in Washington, and then you got Sanders out there, obviously with Colorado. I know I'm forgetting another one here, too, from that conference. Oh, Caleb Williams, the Heisman Trophy winner from USC, right? So, I mean, so much talent. It's almost like, why can't they just keep this damn thing together? I mean, you have the schools already out there to do it. So, kind of weird. How much longer, because I really think this is what's going to be happening in the next decade. I think you're going to blow it up to maybe 40 teams and basically have a copy version of the NFL. You'll have an East, West, North, South, maybe take, 3 or 4 teams from each division, throw them in a playoff. I think that's the route we're going now, especially with everybody being played. Hell, you might even have a salary cap and structure moving forward with that. All right, so quarterback play. We already talked about this a little bit. Washington, Michael Penix putting up 5 touchdowns. Caleb Williams having a hell of a game, too, out there in USC. And Sanders from Colorado. Like I said, kind of funny we're all talking Pac-12 here. But out of those 3, which one do you think is going to have a better pro career?
It's so hard to tell because you get so many of these guys that are really good in college.
Yeah.
Like, look at all the Ohio State guys, and none of them have ever done well in the NFL.
Ooh, it's
such a crapshoot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got, C.J. Stroud. We'll see what he does over there in Houston. But, yeah, Fields, too, he's been getting – I don't even know if you can really blame Fields at this point. Not having
Fields is like when they're doing batting practice off the tee. That's what he's like in the pocket every time because his offensive line is that fucking bad.
All right. Well, speaking of Ohio State, did get the win against Indiana. Didn't look too impressive, especially with that receiving core with Harrison. Only 2 catches for him on the game. Kyle McCord didn't really look that good. So I think moving forward with Ohio State, that's going to be a question mark. I really don't see how even, after the second half, you're not putting up numbers against that Indiana team.
Is there anybody that is even like going to be eligible to win that? I don't think there's anybody that is even going to be 500. I really don't. I don't think Iowa's any good. I don't think Wisconsin's any good. Purdue, holy fuck, they're terrible. Indiana's awful. Northwestern, just fold it in, call it a program, just cancel the whole damn thing. What a disaster that West is going to be this year. Fuck me.
So 4 programs, 4 new quarterbacks. Alabama had their new quarterback out there. Milroe, 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground. Had that pretty impressive highlight play. I don't know if you've seen that with the botch snap, and he kind of got it in the end zone there. Iowa State, we already mentioned, Kyler McCord. You got Carson Beck out there in Georgia, looked just as impressive. And Drew Aller, this is the one that really caught my eye because he had so much hype going to Penn State. I know it's just the first game of the year and all that kind of stuff, but he looked pretty damn good. And as a freshman moving forward, man, this conference is going to be some fucking top-of-the-notch shit, at least at that quarterback position. Michigan, free Harbaugh, right?
God, fuck me.
Thought you'd get a kick out of that.
God, dude, you want me to go on a rant?
Hey, go for it.
You on a tangent? The man's fucking self-imposed suspended. Grow the fuck up.
Not even that. His self-imposed suspension was less than what the NCAA was going to give him, which I don't fucking understand that. The NCAA says, we'll give you 4, and he says, no, I'll take 3. They can come back next year and really slap him pretty hard. They can have him hold out that damn Texas game if they wanted to. I don't know why even take the risk for anything moving for next year. I would have just took it this year because next year's really when things are going to pick up. We were talking about USC, all the teams coming over, and you play Texas. Why even risk it, man? I thought that was kind of a selfish act right there for Jim Harbaugh in Michigan.
It's, See, now you're going to get me on another rant, Rob.
Hey, go for it.
The way the Michigan football program is ran right now, and I'm not talking about fans, I'm talking about the program. It is the most arrogant football program in college football right now because of him.
Yeah, it's always been like that, though, too. But I know what you mean, though. It's getting held up to another level. Once you actually start to get in the playoff game and win the Big Ten title, the head is getting damn huge. But, yeah, Michigan, I mean, I can see why, but it is annoying. It's not Deion Sanders annoying yet at this point, but man, give Michigan a national championship. Whoa. You're going to be talking. I got a joke for you. How many Michigan Wolverines does it take to screw in a light bulb?
3. 1 to screw it in, 1 to complain about it, and 1 to brag to everyone that they did it.
Oh, I was going to say 3. 1 to screw it in, 2 to talk about how good of a job they did, but we're kind of on the same level there.
That's good. Yeah. See, you are a common sense sports fan with stuff. You're not like a lot of the people that are really blind into that. They're just so emotional. Oh man, it's just it's like, take a step back, look at it. You see how fucking stupid this shit looks.
Oh yeah, even on your own team, man. I'm a huge Michigan fan, but you got to look at it realistically with a lot of shit. Like it is kind of annoying, to be honest with you. Not as bad, like I said, I think, as Notre Dame. At least in a lot of the chat rooms, and you see a lot of the comment sections on the articles on ESPN and all that shit. Notre Dame seems to be a little fucking full of them damn selves, more than I think any other team. But Michigan definitely a close second when it comes to that. You see how much money Archie Manning's getting?
That's fucking ridiculous, dude. Totally.
Whoa.
They're fucking ridiculous. Was it $2.5 million or some bullshit?
I think it's a little bit more, but yeah, it's like 2.7 or some crazy shit like that. Yeah, when that came out, man, you're like, what the fuck? You're almost like, when you pay somebody in the NFL, you're forced to play him just because of salary. Almost seems like the situation Texas is in right now, having to play that fucking kid.
Remember, you and I talked about in a past episode the Peyton Thorne thing.
Oh yeah,
fucking goes out there and gets a truck, like. And then you hear what you hear about what went on with him and then the Keon Coleman thing. So I want to talk briefly about this. So I know we had spoken in a previous pod about the Peyton Thorne saga and all that went down there. Now more has come out from some of the beat writers about how that all went down. And Thorne thought he had the job locked after his terrible performance last season, which that's something up here to me. And I don't want that guy in my program if he thinks that. But they got Noah Kim. We'll see what happens with that. And then the Keon Coleman thing, you wish the guy well, but just top tip for young guys going somewhere: don't go on a podcast and talk about where you're at being in prison. That's not a good look. Because NFL scouts are going to see that when they're thinking about drafting you, and if you go to a team that ain't no good, they're going to think the same thing.
The transfer portal, man, that's almost becoming like free agency right now. Who would have thought in college football you'd actually be talking about like free agent kind of system? But that's the way it's going right now, and it's getting nasty and dirty. A lot of behind the scenes shit, I think, goes down. I don't even know what the rules are for it. I don't think anybody does.
How any of this, it's a total fucking free for all, man. Just, hey, here's $7 trillion. Go fuck off.
Yeah, it's weird. It's gonna slowly kill these small teams: Central, Eastern, Western. Talking about Michigan, even any across the board. It's gonna kill these schools, and it's just gonna create what we talked about earlier: a super maybe 40-team conference.
We totally fucking skipped over them.
Oh yeah,
different fucking coach, same fucking thing. Nothing changed.
Heartbreak at the end there.
You saw it coming.
They got Deion in Colorado next week.
Do they? Oh, they're gonna get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Nebraska is going to get pinned up against the wall, and they're going to be throwing darts at them the whole game. That's how it's going to be like.
I thought you were going to say something else.
No, listen, okay. I'm not. This is supposed to be a little bit family friendly, I guess. We ain't going there. Serious question, though. Northwestern and Nebraska, do they win a game this year?
Yeah, I think so.
How many, though? One? They have some cup. Let's look at their schedule real quick.
Yeah, I would think they would win at least 3. I see at least 3 between the two of them.
Between the two, holy shit. Nebraska goes to Colorado. They got Northern English. Then they have Northern Illinois, the Fighting Lombardis. They got Louisiana Tech, Michigan, Illinois, Northwestern, Purdue. Oh, yeah, they're going to win some games.
Who is that for Northwestern?
Northwestern and Nebraska's before them, so they'll win a couple games. Yeah. Or Illinois, excuse me. Northwestern. Northwestern is UTEP, Duke, Minnesota, Penn State, Howard, Nebraska, Maryland, Iowa, Wisconsin.
It's